All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the End FGM Live. My name is Jeremiah Kipainoi. And as you all know that we've been planning on how to make sure that stakeholders are doing what they're supposed to do in Kuria, that's in south west of Kenya. We've had a surge in cases of FGM. We have girls in high cutting risk areas, including Motemorabu, Kubwaha, Nyamosense, Biamiti, Ngochoni, and Nyankore, and also Masaba. And we've had visible cases even before schools were closed from last Monday, the 13th of December. It first started with one girl per public celebration group, but they're now increasing. The administration is doing little to contain the situation, as probably be discussing in this conversation today. The Deputy Commissioner for Mabera also has a say on his end, with a little presence of NGOs at this time and other non-state actors. Many of the girls are also at risk. So today we're going to have a discussion with activists on the ground on what really the situation is in Kuria, how can we help, and what needs to be done so that the girls will be safe. Kuria is a hotspot county. Migori is a hotspot county, especially among the Kuria community, and they parade them in broad daylight. So we want to have a conversation, not just for the sake of awareness, but really to make sure that the girls are safe. So today I'm joined by two wonderful people. We have Vincent Muita as well as Rose Gatti. They'll be joining us in a moment. But before then, remember that we're also live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can always leave your comments on those platforms, and we'll do our best to respond. They'll also, as you can see just behind me, there is a live chat that's going around. So that's going on. So feel free to respond and have a conversation. Try to get solutions. Tag the responsible authorities, and we will be able to help these girls. So karibuni sana. I see Vincent and Rose. Just a very quick introduction before we can display what's really some of the videos that have been sent or shared online in the past few days. But a very quick introduction from you, Vincent. Who are you? And what does your work entail in Kuria?
Thank you so much, Jeremiah, for this live on the FGM live. For the viewers on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Vincent Ugalo Muita, streaming in from Kuria, that is in Migori County, and specifically in Kuria West at the moment. So basically, Vincent, I'm a grassroots campaigner on the ending FGM. And also we work with the community in Kuria and the larger Migori County to ensure that also issues around harmful practices as child marriage and also teen pregnancies, as far as they're concerned, we ensure that we work with the community to ensure that they come to an end. So basically in Kuria, normally the main issue we are tackling is female genital cutting. That at the moment we've seen the upsurge and all that. And as the grassroots campaigners who are on the ground, we are really heartbroken, but we are glad that we have formed a formidable force to ensure that we come together as activists, as campaigners, and also other stakeholders to ensure that we respond. We have a quick, rapid response towards the cutting that is going around in Kuria West right now. Thank you, Jeremiah.
Thanks a lot, Vincent. And over to you, Rose, very quickly, a quick introduction about yourself and your work in Kuria.
Thank you, Jeremiah. I'm Rose Gatti from Kuria East. I work with the Zinduka, and I'm a community activist. And we are working together to see how we can this activity that is on ground. And by at least coming together, all of us, we are looking for a way that we can help our young girls to avoid harmful cultural practices that is affecting the whole community at large.
Thanks a lot, Rose. Thanks a lot, Rose. I just want to show some of the videos that we got over the week right now. And some of the videos are just disturbing on the girls being paraded during the day. And I just want you to see, our viewers to see what's happening on the ground. Then you can just continue with this discussion.
Come on, ma'am. Oh. Na barendo ba gwene liga kia Mungu gai. Come on. Kengoni. Dia keje. Ono hata tokotoni suka buya hetu kuma kunya hale ka muri. Ma kunya hale ka muri.
Ni kadogo.
Bibi bwana. Akia Mungu bwana akia Mungu tena leo umenifanya kama kana. Weka vinja tu bwana. I promise you that I need chingongo mramsini nyane mura.
Ai bitoke no rara sokora. Kanu to kumata mpaka mwa hivi kone.
Yanga niende.
Come on, ma'am. Oh.
All right, those are just some of the scenes we are watching on the screen right now, and I'll just keep them playing and rolling as people keep sharing them. Just to you, Vincent and Rose, what's the situation on the ground? We've seen the videos, we've seen the girls are being paraded, but it's easy for us to share them. But what's being done right now? What's the situation? If we could start off with Vincent.
Okay, thank you, Jeremiah, and people who are watching us online. So I must say that situation is not good as we think, and it's really, really, really terrible. I think as shared from the videos, you can see, those are some of the videos that us on the ground, we've been following up and ensuring that we just get what is happening on the ground here. So it started on 13th, that is Monday, and we've seen we have a village bordering Tanzania that is called Motemorabu, whereby it started by the other side of Tanzania, because the cutting is happening on the other side. They started just ensuring that the celebration are on there. But this is something that has spread even to Kenya, whereby now we can get reports that girls on the Kenyan side are also going for the cut as at that 13.
So are these videos in Kenya or in
these
Tanzania?
Are videos from Kenya.
Yeah.
These are videos from Kenya. This is happening in Kenya. And I've seen many people refuting this, but this is the situation that is on the ground. It's really sad. We don't really need to wait. And even those who are saying that these videos are from the neighboring country, Tanzania, I don't think even if talking about female genital mutilation is something that we should not care about, regardless of where it's happening. And I think this is something that was brought attention to the DCC of Mabera, that is the sub-county in question. And initially, the officer had said earlier to a WhatsApp group that this is not happening. So like activists and people on the ground, we really kept wondering why? Because the administration is not giving us that support that we need. Because right now we really need a rapid response. We really need to see coordination among stakeholders, from the NGOs, from the government, taking action and ensuring that girls are protected. These are happening. And I can attest that from that 13th, day by day, the number of girls that are being cut in Kenya, in Kuria here, has been increasing across the villages, has been increasing. And the mentioned villages like Motemorabu, that clips have been running. We have Biamiti, we have Nyankore, we have areas like Masaba that preparation are underway, and we've seen celebration. Today morning, I was in Ngisiru in the morning, and the celebration were taking place openly. We had to initiate processes of rescue, and at the moment as we are talking, we spearheaded together with the team, and I'm glad that the team was there up and down since morning, and we were able to rescue around 49 girls that moment, and we are able to coordinate and ensure that we talk with a nearby school, secondary school that has a boarding facility to ensure that the girls are kept safely. So the situation is really bad, Jeremiah, and everyone watching. Kuria, the cutting is happening, and it is unfortunate that it's happening in the day, broad light. There's nothing that is being hidden. The chanting and everything. And earlier we had seen the DCC from Mabera through the feedback from the anti-FGM board that when we sent the policemen to the area, it's been said that they were highly armed, and there's nothing. That is a feedback from the anti-FGM board. There's nothing more he could do, or his policemen that he sent there could do, because the procession was really armed, and the policemen could not move. The only thing they had to do is to do the spot check, or maybe to spot the perpetrators or those who are celebrating, so that they can undertake prosecution later. So we fail to understand that, but from the video you can clearly see women carrying children on their back. You can see a lot of women in the procession. You can see also men. So we really, Jeremiah, we really fail to understand that where is the support of the government, because it's the sole responsibility of the government to ensure that its citizens are protected, including the young girls whose life are in danger, who are going for the cut and the celebration happening in public. And this is not something that we refute. Last year, 2020, the same thing was happening, and even the administration started by refuting until things went out of hand is when they keep keeping. So Jeremiah can say on my end that the situation is bad, and I know that it's today the celebration was happening, but tomorrow they will just keep seeing it will be on Sunday. But what about on Monday and the rest of the day? And the schools are now closed down. Can we see a collective responsibility of the administration through government coming in to take their full charge? And I'm glad that today, during the rescue, we are having assistant chief for the area where we are putting girls in that school. She came and found us there. So we really need to see this intervention rather than the government trying to sugarcoat things on the ground. Yes, thank you.
Rose to you. I know that the schools were have just closed, and from Monday the 13th, some of the children are reported to have been, the cutting has already begun. Had already begun by Monday the 13th of this month. Now that the schools have closed, does that change anything?
Completely. Jeremiah, in this case, you can start imagining if when the school was still on, the girls were still being cut. What about when the school are closed? Which means that they are very big risk. It's a very big risk. And as you can see, like even the parents are putting a lot of stress to those girls, which means they are having a lot of problems. Now, who is going to end? Even the policemen that we are sending on the ground, some of them are coming, they're going there, they're demanding for fuel to go on ground. So why are they even serving the community if they cannot go there and even rescue the girls? When this case was reported by Zinduka, the policemen asked for fuel so that they can go on ground to rescue girls. Is that really fair to the government? According to me, the things are going to really get tougher, and we pray that maybe God will help in this, and we pray that the government should also put key onto this. They should also consider that these young girls have a future in front of them, and when they allow these things and they don't really follow up on what is going on ground, it seems like kind of ignorant. According to me, the government is kind of ignoring, because if these things are reported and they're not taken care of, where is this taking us? So the situation is not going to get better unless the government intervene to help the people that are on ground, at least to put these things together and maybe find a solution over the same case. That is what I can say.
And my question is then, who is government? Is it the anti-FGM board? Is it the office of the president? Are they chiefs? All those are people who are responsible directly for the welfare of children. What's each of those doing? And I'll probably just start off with you, Rose. With anti-FGM board, for example, what's the progress?
With anti-FGM, it's good that maybe there are some reports coming out that at least they are giving a hand with the helping. But as you can see, the government also being the officers that, for example, when we see the DC who was declaring about what is going on ground, and the first person who is supposed to be on the front supporting and helping these people to come, at least to come and arrest the parents that are putting pressures on their girls. So, and also we can see the policemen asking for the funds for fueling. This is government that should start, because also they should help people, or should help organize with a organization to at least get us and help these girls. But as you can see, they are just leaving all the how can I put it? They are leaving all the thing onto organization.
Yeah.
And when this is reported, it's not taken care of. It's supposed to be. There's supposed to be so much in on this.
Wow, Vincent. We also have last year we had a number of chiefs that were fired for not reporting or for just allowing FGM to go on in the areas. First of all, what's the progress from last year? Were they reinstated or what's the status? What action have the chiefs taken this time?
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I just want to say that, yes, last year when things went worse, we saw the Minister of Public Service coming to Kuria with the team. And there were a number of verbal declaration or maybe verbal directive that chief were fired. And it went round, this was done, but I can assure you that out of the chiefs who are interdicted,
yeah,
I want to say that most of them are back, and most of them are back and are continuing with their job. This all said, I want to say that from quite a number of chiefs that we have in Kuria, we've seen just few of them cooperating and also taking charge. For example, we have one chief called Fred, who has been very, very cooperative and have been really into ensuring, and just few that I cannot mention. But we see the issue we are talking about here is not all about interdiction and all that, but it's all about taking action. It's all about seeing that the government officials are taking action, because when they take action, they are executing their mandate that are prescribed to them. And by doing that, we'll ensure that we have locations, we have sub-locations that are safe for humanity, are safe for the girls, that and we will slowly ensure that we kick, or maybe we see abandonment of FGM if action are taken. So it's not about interdiction, it's not about all that. And we can see from last year, 2020, most of the chiefs were back at work after that interdiction. So we didn't see anyone losing job, regardless of even some of them being so reckless and some of them being irresponsible with their duties. But we saw most of them coming back and back at work. So we must say that even from the anti-FGM board, because anti-FGM board is a government institution, it takes maybe for it, in terms of communication, it gets communication directly from the national government structures that are incorporated with the chiefs, that are incorporated with the assistant chief, that are incorporated with the DCC and all that. But this is a case whereby, as Rose has said, this is a case whereby we see as assistant county commissioner, who is the DCC, saying clearly in public that the ground is good, there's nothing happening. And on the ground, as activists, on the ground as stakeholders, we can see the celebration happening in daybreak light. Is there a broke of information? Are they reporting the good information, on the right information, to where it belongs? Like anti-FGM board, they might not be everywhere. Like they don't have anti-FGM board doesn't have a presence in Migori County like an office, but they get information directly from the county commissioner, from the DCC, the assistant county commissioners, from the chiefs, on that protocol of communication. But this is whereby if the information is broken, what is in the ground is not reported as it is. It's being sugar-coated. I don't know it's for what reason. We need to wake up from reality, and this is a call to administration. This is a call to the government. It's really need to wake up from the slumber and face reality. As much as we are talking, as much as they are implementing the directive of the president of ending FGM by 2022, they need also to be cognizant of the situation on the ground and call it and handle it as it is, the way it is. So, for example, Kipanoi, if you are speaking the same voice as activists on the ground, as stakeholders on the ground, as government that are there to protect us as citizens, if you believe speaking to the same language, then I think this coordination will be made. And even if few arrests can be made in the villages, I don't think this the process of cutting could continue. And this is a case whereby the schools have been closed. It started on 13th on Monday. The schools closed on Friday, yesterday. And we can see now the girls who are in school, who are protected in school, going back to their homes. Are they really protected? Are they really safe in their homes? Because we are seeing a situation whereby the administration is taking too much time to respond. The issue is response. The issue is communication. Like, for example, this morning, there's a colleague of ours who had given information to some chief in a certain location that 3 girls were going to be cut. It is very disappointing, Jeremiah. It is very disappointing to us and everyone that no action was taken. We are getting reports that the 3 girls were cut. And even at some point, the phone calls were not being picked by the said administration officer. So, Jeremiah, this is something that really needs to be worked on. As much as anti-FGM board is there, they're telling us that they're coming on the ground, they're coordinating, they're getting information directly from their system, from their laid down system, from the DCC, from the county commissioner, from the chiefs. The information they are getting is not the right information. They really need to see ways on how to get to the ground, talk to the people on the ground, let them not taint activists and those giving the right information as bad people. We are here, this is our community, we want change for our community, we've been working in this community, and we don't want any other girl to be a statistic of FGM. Yes, Jeremiah.
Thank you, Victor. Vincent, sorry. And that's very, very passionate speaking there. To you, Rose, most of the girls, as you've seen in these videos, are really young, probably still school-going children. Where do they get help from? Are there any safe centers or shelters where they could find solace in when they're in danger?
Jerry, in our case, the Zinduka, we are organizing some camps, but we already have some girls that we are supposed to rescue. So for now, the biggest challenge we have is not getting the places to put those girls, to help those girls. So we were thinking, we were discussing and saying that if the government comes in and allow us and or support us with funds, because the funds is there are not enough funds to support to put these girls like in a large number of girls, to save a large number of girls, and that is making it a very big problem with us on ground. Another thing, we are like, for now, like the NGO with the Zinduka and other supporters are only supporting 150 girls. You can see that is a very small number compared to the number that is on ground, which means our big number is also out there in risky. And if the funds are not enough, what do we do as people? If the government comes in and at least put the funds, it will be easy to put some other rescue camps at other different places, because we can't put all these girls at the same place. It is risky. We have corona, so it will be so much risk to the girls. So if the government accept and comes in to support, it will be so easy to put so many camps at different areas, because there are other people who cannot afford to go to those camps or reach those places. So the on ground can at least help these girls come together, and they can and we can also organize training on them. Because already the first camp that we had, that is going to be also continuing this week and next week, that camp, already the fire had been out already, which means we can put another. That is what it means. That already been done.
Sorry, we can't hear you very well, Rose. Really sorry for that. As maybe you work on the connection, if you can hear us, but we lost you a little bit. Maybe just jump and hop off to maybe Vincent as we try to check if you could get a better connection, Rose, because we couldn't really get you well. We've had a lot of conversations about Kuria, and sometimes it's maddening, to be honest, Vincent. And last year, for example, we had the same campaigns and conversations around girls being cut en masse and marched off on the streets. And now we're having the same conversations today. What's not happening that should happen, really, to make sure that we just don't have the same thing happening the next years, and it's girls, not just 1, 2, but hundreds of girls at risk at this time?
Yeah, thank you, Jeremiah. It's so unfortunate that the same thing is happening year in, year out, every cutting season in Kuria. And it is something that we should not be talking about. It's really traumatizing. It's really sad for our community. But again, a time has come that we really need to re-strategize. We really need to know what exactly do we really need to do.
Yeah.
First of all, I can say that a lot of engagement has been done. We've seen last year. We've seen the anti-FGM board doing some engagement. We've seen organization doing dialogues. We've seen organization doing advocacy, talking with the community. I've been part and parcel as an activist working with Tunaweza Empowerment Organization.
Yeah.
And also activist movement. We've seen us rallying young people, especially the young women and men,
yeah,
to ensure that they join the bandwagon. We've seen GMC and other organizations supporting media campaigns on radios and all that. But again, we really need to see where does the coin plop in. For example, we know that this whole issue is about the patriarchal system, is about the power imbalance in our society among the women, among the girls and boys. So actually what we need to do, because we've been having, there's been an engagement through ADRA with the elders and even other organizations. But it reaches a point whereby at most of the times we see even the elders who are the custodian of the culture, sometimes when they are engaged, when it reaches a point like this, they distance themselves. We normally see them.
Yeah.
And for example, for instance, a lot of, back then, from many years that we've been doing anti-FGM campaigns, we've seen even when we engage with the elders, they are really good. We've had meetings. The same administration who are not doing the rapid response on timely are the same people we have been having on engagement meetings, stakeholders meeting in the county, in the sub-counties, down in the villages. And we've seen people talking so well, the way they are going to support. They have been talking so well. The way they are going to coordinate, the way they are going to work together. But when it reaches some point, we see a misfit.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, if we can see action happening even in one household, in one village, I'm sure of a village whereby we did some. There's a response we did on child marriage when one girl, a 14-year girl, was married in Serengeti, and we decided to do a response with the police from Kehancha police station. Let me assure you, Jeremiah, that village, that particular village we are talking about, when anything to do with child marriage or violation of the rights of girls want to happen, the same community are saying, no, we are not going to accept this. There is that ownership, there is that community initiative that the community themselves are stopping. But this is whereby we say that let us, at some point, even when it is necessary, let us give some people a blackout, because even when you are going to the war and you prepare your mission, you prepare your strategy, and the people are all over there, the people you are going to war are there, the strategy are there. Then one section of the army or the team that is going to go to war distance themselves and start doing other things. They are the same people who are betraying you. These are our elders. I'm not be fearful to say this, Jeremiah. The elders have been engaged. They are the people who are the custodian of this FGM stuff. They are the people who say when FGM happens and when it doesn't happen. They are been having engagement. We say that we hear that 2 million was given out by UNICEF to the elders. 1.5 million was given out by the county government to the elders to just ensure that they go to the mountain to declare FGM no more. But where are these elders? So at some point we really need to see, there's that point that we really need to see a lot of engagement on men as the custodian, men as the leads. I think in most villages that we've worked out and in most homes that we've worked with, and we've seen them abandoning FGM or saying no to FGM, the men have already taken lead of saying no to FGM in that particular household. So can we strategize as we also work with girls and women? Let us also ensure that we also seriously engage men and boys to ensure that they say no to FGM. Another thing is, can we have a well-coordinated a voice that is speaking one, coordinated people that are speaking one word? If it is the government, if it is the non-governmental organization, if it are the community members, are we speaking the one voice? When something happens like the situation we are in Kuria right now, are we able to speak in one voice? As you can see, the administration is talking another language, the activists are talking another language, the NGOs are talking another language, so we don't know where the misfit is. Until that time, we'll talk in one voice and ensure and look FGM as a violation, as extreme violation of the rights of human, especially girls. That time is when we'll see that we are heading somewhere, because we have used a lot of strategies. We've gone to the community, but again, let us re-strategize and see how can we dismantle power imbalances in our communities, in the household, to ensure that a man is able to stand for the family, a woman is able to stand for the family and say, from this home, we are not going to cut our girls, we are not going to subject them. Because a situation, Jeremiah, has come right now, whereby now we are pulling girls from their homes because they are not safe. Preparations are underway in their particular homes. And when such reports are told to us, will you risk leaving that child, that girl, in that particular home? And when we do our surveillance with monitors who are on the ground, the community monitors who are on the ground, they say that preparation are being done, mattresses are being bought, blessings are being bought, some preparation are happening. Will we leave that girl at that particular time? And the major challenge as now is rescue. The county government is not putting resources as matters of FGM. Jeremiah, let me go to now budgeting. For the financial year 2021-2022, let me assure you and tell you and report this, that the county government did not put any coin on any activities geared towards eradication of FGM. With the commitment of President, with the commitment of Gender Equality Forum, that Kenya is part of, our county government of Migori did not put a coin on any activity geared towards ending FGM. We need to put our resources where our mouth is, if you are really intentional. is our county government intentional in ending FGM? Every now and then they wake up and get resources from AMREF. They get resources from UNICEF. They get resources from UNFPA. But where is these resources during the budgeting and planning? So this is an issue that really needs to be looked into, so that for us to be very intentional in ending FGM in Migori County, particularly in Kuria here.
Wow. I just go straight to some of the comments that are coming in. I see Says Wongo says, all those entities saying that FGM is not happening in Kuria right now should tell us if Motemorabu is not in Kuria. Also says, I see no armed procession in those videos, just women carrying babies and handbags. Then when did babies and handbags become dangerous? Really, our authorities, it's a big shame. She also says, those little boys only have you to run to when the community turns against them. When they run to you and you turn against them too, where will they go? Frisco comedian, I don't know who that is, but says, end FGM in Kuria. Remember that you can always leave your comments on Facebook as well as on YouTube, where we are live at, as well as on Twitter. And remember to always use the hashtag end FGM, end Kuria. Sorry, I have to check that one right now. And Kuria Mass FGM. All right, so let's keep going. We have more and more people just joining in. Karibuni sana. This conversation is about the ongoing cutting. It's called Christmas cutting, where girls are cut when they are just leaving school during the Christmas holidays. And there is some feedback. I don't know from whose end it is. Please mute your microphone. Maybe Rose. Try mute your microphone on your end.
Yes.
All right, so we have a lot of people just joining in right now, and if you missed it, remember that the hashtag is Stop Kuria FGM Now. Sorry, I had said something else. Stop Kuria FGM Now, and you can just use that on all the platforms you'll be posting on. So we'll be really happy to have that going as well. Remember that we are live on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on YouTube. Just search for End FGM Live. All right, so to the next step. We have a lot of conversations around administration, as well as how the government is responding towards the girls. Now it's time the schools just closed, and I wonder from your side, Rose, really what needs to be done right now? What's that one thing that would say would help the situation?
Yes, Jeremiah, what might help in the solving in these cases in the ground, I think when all those people that are being they are involved in cutting, the parents who are forcing their girls to be cut, and also the relatives who are coming to buy for those girls and pushing them into this harmful, if they should be out. They should be put in for a lesson to be learned in this community. Because if they are always left, they are walking up and down without any problems. They are just not even scared. At least something should be done. They should be arrested and even put to jail. Even they should be arrested completely, even arrested for 10 years and over. Because it's so painful how they are doing this, what they're doing to these girls. There is a certain case of somebody, 25 years old. This girl was just pressurized to go and be cut. So tell me, in the case of this girl, she didn't want to be cut. But look at what the parents are doing. Look at what the people are influencing her to do now. They're just forcing. So the government should arrest these people, because the NGOs have that authority. They don't have the authority to go and take the girls by force. But at least the government has a very big impact on these girls. They can change something compared to the organizations and the NGOs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Dorcas Indalo says, stop FGM in Kuria. We appreciate that Tunaweza are doing what Tunaweza are doing on the ground. Keith Boke says, FGM must end in Kuria at any cost. And someone just joined us. She says, hi, that's Ines Carr. So keep the comments coming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Just look for NFGM Live and you'll be able to leave your comment there. So what now? What next? Vincent. I just popped that question to Rose, and he just mentioned that people need to take the responsibility because by the end of the day, this is against the law. We have the Anti-FGM or the Prohibition of the Practice of FGM Act 2011, and we still see many girls being cut at this time. So I would like to know, maybe from your end, Vincent, what needs to be done?
Thank you, Jeremiah, and I really appreciate that you really highlighted it so well, that female genital cutting is really an outlawed practice in Kenya, based on the Prohibition of Female Genital Mutilation Act 2011. Basically, right now, as we are speaking, at the moment, we only have two major things to be done. Like for the situation in Kuria now,
sorry, we have a lot of echo going on. I don't know if maybe Rose try to mute your microphone on your end, and let's see if it's going to become better. Yes, thank you.
Mike, audible now?
Yes, now you're okay.
Thank you. So as I was saying that in Kuria, what we really need to do at the moment now is ensuring that we are having a rapid response. Because we delayed last year in 2021 when FGM was happening for the other two clans that we have here.
Yeah.
Because right now it's also happening in the other two clans that did not cut last year. So what happened? There was a lot of delayment in terms of us giving the information, the community giving the information, and also the administration rubbishing the same information.
Yeah.
So right now what we really need to see is a rapid response from the government, ensuring that girls are kept safe. Girls are kept safe in essence, whereby we need to see when cases are reported on girls who are at risk, they are able to be given a very accommodative and a very safer place where they can. And this thing has taken the government forever. In Migori County, we are talking about a safe house, a rescue center that was built by the government.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, this is just a structure that is non-functional.
Yeah.
Even when the structure was being made,
so there is
by
a
the
government.
government.
So there is a government structure. Yeah. We now have
There
a
government
structure.
structure.
Where is it based?
Yes. This government structure is based in Kuria East, a place called Nguruna.
Guruna. So you are looking for schools. You are looking for schools to host the children and other shelters which are paid for or volunteered, maybe given like social halls or churches. I don't know what you basically are looking for in terms of hosting the girls, while there is a structure that is set apart to do that specific job.
Yes, Jeremiah can say that we have
Sorry, Vincent, we lost you. We can't really hear your voice anymore.
Back.
All right. Say that again.
So I'm saying, the government, I didn't say we are saying, I say the county government of Migori says there is a rescue space, a rescue center.
All right.
The last time we checked, the last time we saw that structure is
Yeah, sorry, someone is trying to look for you.
So the structure is non-functional.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah, even if you can see where that structure is located, it is in the deep thicket. I don't know when the office of the women rep was thinking of putting that structure, what really drive them to put it where it is. And the ground where we are talking about, Bruna, where we are talking about, that is the field where now cutting is happening. That is where the ground of cutting. Next to it, that is where cutting is normally when the other community, the other clan is doing their cutting ceremonies. Number two, we don't have any social amenities around to this structure. Like when girls are put there, the probability of girls facing insecurity issues is so high because we don't have any nearby police station right there. Number two, we don't have a nearby hospital. These girls who are rescued and put in that safe space, when they get sick, how fast, even in the middle of the night, how fast can we access the government, the health facility to ensure that their lives are on the safer end? And the last thing that I want to talk about this structure, that's why I said in quotes, it's a structure. It's non-operational because the county government at this moment, it could be, they could put infrastructure inside, it could be operational with everything, but it is not working. It is not working. That's why we even opt for other social places like schools, which we have already established dormitories with beds. We have established toilets, and then almost in those schools the people are choosing, they are also close to the hospitals. So this is something that is a slap to our county government. And like back to your question, Jeremiah, that we really need to ensure at this moment that we don't talk about what did we not do right. At this particular moment, Jeremiah, the world need to help Kuria. Stakeholders really need to come out. The government really need to come out and save these girls in Kuria. Because the phone calls each person is getting, the individuals who are on the ground are getting from different villages is really traumatizing. And if we leave it at this point, and another very good thing that we really request right now is the government taking action. I think when the government will take action to maybe one village or maybe a procession or any other thing, I think this thing will slow down. And we could see in 2020, before even this the cutting started, the government, especially in Timaru area, the government had already confronted some of the people who are all planning to undertake FGM, and this slowed down the process, and even nobody knew that the cutting was going to take place. But the moment they relaxed, is when the issue came. And even this process, if you want to see how armed people are, if the government is saying that the community members are armed, if the government are saying that the police cannot go and rescue girls who are being paraded openly in the day broad light, that is the police with machinery, with all the resources, with our taxes that we pay every day. That goes on ensuring that they buy all sort of everything they can use to ensure that they help the lives of people. We normally saw, and this is for a fact, Jeremiah, we have normally seen the political campaigns happening, the political, maybe we can talk about mandamanos. We've seen the way policemen are dispersing people. They are using all sort of everything, all sort of strategy to ensure that they are disperse people, and also some people are made safe. So why can the same apply to the procession that is happening in Kuria, so that some people somewhere can see an example and say that the government is awake, the government is committed to end FGM, and the moment we'll be seen parading girls, the moment we'll be seen forcing any girl to go to FGM, then action will be taken to us. But when we read it on papers, like the FGM Act is there, when we don't see action, because the action starts whereby the government says that the community is not reporting. Jeremiah, it is so interesting that the community is reporting now, but the administration is refuting what the community is reporting. So I don't know the exact reporting that they want for them to take action. As much as action need a process, we also need some rapid. Sometimes it's been said that when democracy fails, sometimes we really need to see something happening, like using a little bit force to ensure that those girls are protected. But if the police say that the procession is armed, that the police cannot even come near, and we've seen in other places reinforcement are being made, the county commander need to ask for reinforcement if that is what he need to ask, to ensure that the lives of the girls are protected.
On your end, Rose, I see the passion coming there, but I think we really need to put a clear message out there. Yeah, we have different stakeholders. We've mentioned the anti-FGM board, which is mandated to coordinate activities to prevent such happenings across the country. We have a law which is basically protecting these girls and women. We have the police who are supposed to enforce these. And also we now have activists on the ground who are reporting cases that the government is disputing. So what needs to be done specifically? And let's just talk about the anti-FGM board, which is the sole body that is mandated to deal with these issues. One message to the anti-FGM board, Rose.
One message to the anti-FGM I'd like to put across is that on ground we see anybody else. Like Motemorabu, there was body was in the point to them is that they should have some people on the ground to see the information. They should rely on the message from the chief or the official since they are not giving the right message. So my advice to them, please have the people on ground that they should be giving the clear information about the ground. At least them they're reporting something that message to them. Also they should also organizations that are willing to help us. They can help this. That's what. Are you getting me?
Sorry, you're breaking a lot. I'm sorry, Rose. But what I got from you is that the government, the anti-FGM needs to come to the ground, yeah?
Yes.
All right. The other stakeholder, we have the police. They are the enforcers of law, yeah? What needs to be done? Vincent.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. As you said, we have the police, we have the law.
Sorry, you have an echo. Please mute Rose.
Rose, can you mute yourself?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. So, Jeremiah, like you said, there is a law, there is police, and police whose mandate is to enforce that law. What I can really say is that can we really see the police enforcing this law? And enforcement starts with the arrests. For the police to enforce this law that is in place, they need to start with arrests, with prosecutions, and all that, even through the judiciary and all that. So this is a situation in Kuria whereby Jeremiah just put it in black and white. To my point of view is that maybe the police fear this FGM thing in Kuria, because this is whereby it is reported that the police are sent to where FGM is happening, and the police themselves are saying that the procession of the people who are chanting and celebration, who are parading girls, are heavily armed. So
your message. So what's your message to the DCC, for example, who is
my
leading?
My message,
and that's also to the office of the president by the end of the day.
Yes, we really need the police to make arrests. We really need the police to enforce the law. As we know that FGM is illegal, let the police play their mandate. The information is there. The homes have been mapped. They have been given information by the community members, who in most cases doesn't want to give information. So can we see the police bringing on enforcement to Kuria? If the police in Kuria, through the DCC, are afraid of going and rescuing girls on those processions, can we see backup from the national police coming to Kuria? Can we see that coordination and protection of our lives? Because these girls we are talking about here are from our community. They are my sisters. They are our mothers. So can we see the police coming in? And to the anti-FGM board, I think basically we've seen your coordination. If the information you are getting is not right, can you really work with the activists? I know the power of individuals working with the anti-FGM board who can reach out to the activists themselves, to the people on the ground, to the like of Rose, who can be reached here, to the likes of me, Vincent, and the rest. Can we see our information, even on those SMS, being answered? Information we are giving, can we see them being acted upon so that we can get this back? If Kuria administration, some of them are not doing anything, can we see the topmost, even the children, the Department of Children at the national government? Children are at risk. These girls we are talking about, majority of them are young, Ipanoi, as you've said earlier. They are very, very young girls. They are children whose life are being robbed through the cutting. Can we see action being taken? In fact, in Kuria, what we really need to see now is action from the police, action from the administration. It is action, action, action. Information is all over there in the public domain, and we've seen videos of public. The girls are being paraded publicly in the neighborhood. Like, I think that happened in 2020. Can we use 2020 as a roadmap, as an eye-opener? Because before things get worse, I think if action can be done between today and tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Jeremiah, going forward, we will not be seeing girls cut. I bet to you, if the police can undertake their mandate, regardless, with the information that is in public domain, we will not see more cutting happening. But this is a case whereby cutting, the number of girls who are being cut increases day by day, Jeremiah. As a community in Kuria, where will we go and cry? Where will you go and sort our help from if our government cannot help us? If our government are responding but slowly and putting the lives of the girls at risk and more at risk? Because when we respond slowly, a lot of things happen. More girls are being taken. Like today, I've given you just an example of 49 girls who we rescued, and we are trying to keep them safe in a school. So can we see, I did not do this alone, but through coordination of other team members, other activists who are on the ground, we are doing this work. So can we see rapid response from the police, rapid response from the Children Department National, rapid response from our county government, rapid response from anti-FGM boy, through coordinating all this? And if information they are getting is not the right, can they employ other alternative avenue of getting information? And lastly, Jeremiah, we have the county anti-FGM board steering committee, headed by the county commissioner, headed by the gender director of the county, headed by the county director of gender as well in that committee. Which voice are we speaking? Can we see us speaking the same one voice? Because this is a situation whereby, Jeremiah, and this is something for a fact. When it comes to FGM in Kuria, because we have different ethnic communities in Kuria. We have the Luos, we have us, the Kurians, we have other communities. It is always left for the Kurian community. I overheard one day some people saying that this is a Kurian affair. Where they started doing it from is where they left. And we get that this steering committee, majority of them, Jeremiah, because Kuria is just a section in Migori County, majority of them taking in those top seats, in those top offices, are not coming from Kurian community. So at some point that's why we see them checking information and communication reluctantly, responding reluctantly. Can we help our county in general? Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. I'll just read some of the comments that are coming in, and I would encourage people to, as we bring this to a close, because we definitely need to close this and do what we need to do. But I already see, and I also feel a lot of anger coming from the ground, because it's something that we've talked about for a long, long time. On social media, you can use the hashtag #StopKuriaFGM now. And also remember that you can comment and ask questions, ask Vincent, ask Rose questions about what needs to be done, or whichever questions you have for them. Please post them on Facebook and FGM Live, as well as on YouTube and FGM Live. All right, so I'm just going to read some of the comments that are coming in here. I see Dorcas Indalo. Okay, I think I already read that one. Dorcas Indalo says, what needs to be done? We need the policies to be implemented, the law upheld. We need more rescue homes, dialogues at the community level, cross-border enforcing policies and legislation, which I think, to be honest, is being done. But if if then the proclamation by the president to end FGM by 2022, which is already here with us, is going to be met, then I think more than that should be done. We already have all those things in place. I see Seswangwe says authorities say that they cannot act without information or evidence, and when both are provided, there is still no action being taken from their end. Anti-FGM board work with activists. They are more reliable and carry accurate information. Ineska says it's a shame for Kenya and their authorities that NGOs and activists are to prevent this human rights violation. The UN has to stop funding Kenya until it fulfills this law. Stella Kikomi says, as long as the anti-FGM campaigns seem to be left to non-profits, only without serious government commitment, we will still have a long way to reducing this practice. The law, the presidential declarations, minus structures is not enough. And Seswangwe says, fine, right now in Kuria as activists, we need safe spaces and funds to help us keep the girls safe and fed. A rapid response is paramount. As of now, let's have local institutions partnering with us to help us provide for these girls. Remember that you can join on these conversations as well on Twitter. Use the hashtag Stop Kuria FGM now. All right, Stop FGM Kuria now. Okay, we bring this to a close. Vincent, if you have one more word, Rose, what is the parting shot you'd have before we bring this to a close?
Please repeat your question. I did not get you well.
Just the last words you have for the audiences who are listening to us. What would your last words be regarding this situation?
My last word is stopping FGM is a commitment from the community itself. You start from the community, because we will not expect some other people to come and help us stop this. As parents, we will ensure that our girls do not go out there to their relatives during holidays when the camping is going on, because most of the time the influence comes from the relatives. We should also monitor the kind of friends that our girls engage themselves into, because also the influence comes from the peers. And when we do that, or by doing that, we will help in a very big percent to stop this FGM thing. We cannot only rely to the government. We can't rely on organization nor the CBOs. They are not enough to stop FGM in our community. I'm talking to this community at large, like Kuria community. It takes us and us alone to stop this harmful effect. Thank you very much, Jeremiah.
Powerful, Rose. He says, it takes the Kuria community to end FGM. And I think that's a really powerful statement that we should always echo. And remember that this has to be born within the community. Our leaders also come from the community. We also stay within these communities as sons of the soil. So, very powerful point. To you, Vincent, last words.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I just want to say thank you for all those people who have tuned in to get the situation the way it is on the ground. I will start by saying that we appreciate those individuals and institutions that are now coming on board to support us in Kuria right now. We really appreciate you, and please continue to...
Sorry, please mute if you can, Rose.
Sorry, am I back?
Yes, someone was calling you as well. Sorry.
Yes, now I'm saying...
Yeah.
I'm saying that we really appreciate those who are supporting us. Actually, I also want...
Sorry, we lost you. We lost you again. Sorry.
Supposed to help us. Okay, in equal measure, I want to say that shame to those people who are not helping us and are refuting what is happening on the ground. It is really a big shame to them. And number two, what I want to say is that right now, as we speak about FGM happening in Kuria, Jeremiah, and to the whole world, where are the politicians in Kuria? Where are our politicians? Where are their voice? and they'll be coming to ask for our vote. And these are the kind of things we took them to those positions to help us in eradicating in our community, to ensure that our society is experiencing or is realizing the development. So right now, I would want to say from politicians, from any duty bearers, any duty bearer who is taking any other position, and offices and institutions, from police, judiciary, from the anti-FGM board, from the government in general and county government, in Kuria, need not less than accountability from the duty bearers. We need accountability, even to the situation that we are experiencing right now of mass cutting of girls, year in, year out. We really need politicians and leaders that we have put in position, that we have elected, that we put in government offices, in public offices. Can we see your accountability? Accountability is ensuring that you execute your mandate, and you execute your mandate to ensure that the lives of the same people who put you in position are protected. If those girls' lives are cut short right now, what about their destiny and future? Who will vote you next time? Who will? It's really painful, Jeremiah. We just really need accountability from leaders in Migori County, leaders in this country. And as our president has put it, a directive to end FGM, can we see other leaders being accountable right from the office of the president? So thank you so much.
Can you see other leaders being accountable right from the office of the president? We have a target of ending FGM here in Kenya by 2022. The UN itself has it at 2030. But are we really going to achieve it if we are going to continue or keep doing things the way we are right now? I'll bring this to a close. Thank you very much for spending your time and sparing your time to be with us today. I'll just read a few more comments if they are still there. We have one more. Colin Sorono says it's shameful that the law enforcers are lagging behind in the fight against FGM. I also see I think you answered some of these questions. Someone asks, what exactly do we need right now in order to save the girls? If support is given, what will be the next steps? So I think maybe I should actually throw these specific ones to you, Rose. What exactly is needed right now in order to help the girls? And to you, Vincent, if support is given, what will be the next steps?
Yes, Jeremiah. As I said earlier, as much as we are having the rescue camps, it takes the parents to accept that this is a thing of the past, and they protect the girls, because much as they are rescue camps, we cannot protect all the girls. We cannot put all the girls in the rescue camps, and that means that it also take part of the community to take part finishing this harmful effect. I mean, what those people for trainings, they should take training positively. The problem we have is that most of the time, when you connect them when you're training, they're expecting much, like expecting more than they need to have. Like, we are there to teach them and tell them the harmful effect, but you find that some people are coming with a negative attitude towards the meetings. So let the parents take control of their children. They should not be the ones scaring their children by pressuring them onto these practices. Instead, they be the one in the front post to support and help the girls to stand. You know, when the parents come in and the relative comes in, okay, leave alone the relatives. When they hold their girls and support them, it's difficult for this girl to other players get influence. That is what I can say. Thank you, Jeremiah.
That the community takes responsibility is my major takeaway for the law enforcers and anyone who's responsible as a stakeholder, we also encourage you to take the necessary steps. And to you, Vincent, with all this talking about, what are the next steps? What are we going to do in the coming days? Sorry, we are muted, Vincent.
Thank you so much for the parting shot. To say that for the coming days, we really need to see, like I said earlier, accountability from our leaders. We have leaders right from our county assembly, the MCAs. We have leaders in other public offices within the county at the national level. Can we see them taking action, especially in Kuria? To salvage this situation that is on hand. Then I'm also calling upon our community to ensure that we just try as much as we can to make our community, our homes, a safe place for all, for the children, especially these girls. Because I think the best safe space that a child can be is at home, is with the parents, with the guardian, and maybe if it's at home, with the parents. So these rescue spaces that are here, because right now even the challenge that we are seeing is where will the food that they'll be eating in this temporal safe space come from? We really need now to go around and even ask from anywhere. Can the government also chip in to help these girls who are at the temporal rescue spaces to ensure that they get even meals, they get things to use while at that place, so that they can be there safe, and also to say this all stuff provided for them. So right now, this is what we want in Kuria, and then protection of the girls. But I'll still retaliate that if the police, if the government, if the administration will take up their role, take up their task as it is required, I think we'll salvage the situation in Kuria here right now. But for the long-term solution, I think the community members really need to work hand in hand to ensure that we make our community a better place and a safer place for our girls, for women, and the entire community in general. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. I think we bring this to a close, Vincent and Rose. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been an amazing conversation. Lots of girls are in danger this week, and I think we all have a responsibility to hold those in positions of influence and power to help these girls to account. So I would encourage you to join us on social media, as well as on other platforms, either online, offline. If you can, join us, and let's speak out loud and clearly that these girls have to be safe and should be taken care of if in danger. So I would like to say goodbye for now. My name is Jeremiah Kipenoi. We will still keep on with this conversation, give you follow-up. So take a look at what's happening on our social media channels so that we can give you updates as soon as we get them. So until next time, thank you very much for joining, and see you then.
Thank you.